Game 4. Game 4. What can I say about Game 4? Well, as pretty much everybody knows, Golden State didn't sweep them. Didn't sweep the Cavs at home. And there's a reason why they didn't sweep them. And it's not because the Cavaliers played great. They played well. They really did. They were draining a lot of threes and this and that. But, and they made history and all that with 3-pointers and the points and everything. But, Golden State is really not a team that you can rattle just by making a lot of points, really. But, when the refs start making calls like that, then it'll be hard for anybody to win. And the Cavs were hacking people, they were fouling people, and the refs didn't call a thing. But when the Golden State Warriors breathed on the Cavs, it was automatically a foul. Sit down. And I know you probably say, oh, you a Golden State fan. I'm not really a Golden State fan. I've said this in the past. I like to see a good game. But anybody who has common sense or have any knowledge about the game, you can see that the refs are making stupid calls. Like the refs are this close to getting somebody killed, bro. And I say that with all seriousness. Every time, they had to call a foul against the Cavs, the whole arena, reacted to that. JoJo, how many times you gotta say sit down? Sit down. Every time the refs had to call a foul on the Cavs, the whole arena reacted like it was a bad call. Like, bro, you could clearly see that was, a foul. He hacked him or hit him in the head, whatever, yada, yada, yada. And then what pissed me off is the refs lied. Okay, so it's first half of the game. There's a tech on Draymond Green for Golden State. Now, the whole arena heard it. Everybody who was watching the game heard it. Even the little PA announcer at the arena heard it, said tech Draymond Green. So everybody and they mama thinking it's a tech on Draymond Green. And then they call a tech in the second half. Basically means when you get 2 techs in the game, you get ejected. But they knew if they would have ejected Drake, this is what me and my dad were thinking. They knew if they ejected Draymond Green, that it would have been, fixed, basically. The game was kind of fixed. They weren't going to let LeBron lose at home. But this is where the ref comes in. They didn't say nothing until the end of that quarter, because it was almost in the end of the third quarter when they called the second tech. And they didn't say nothing until the end of the quarter because the commentators had said, yeah, at the end of the quarter, the ref came over and said it wasn't a tech. It was a tech on Draymond Green, but it wasn't his second. The one that they called in the first half was on Steve Kerr. Now I'm thinking about it. And they showed the replay about that, about the first half tech or whatever. It was a tech on Draymond. I give him that. I'll put that out there. It was a tech on Draymond. Even though Shumpert is a trained flopper, he was flopping all over the place the whole game. They was calling other fouls on him or off him or whatever. But they tried to call a tech on Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr, because they said Steve Kerr jumped up off the bench. Now, first off, he's the head coach. The only person who can't jump up off the bench is the assistant coaches and players when a confrontation goes on. And secondly, Steve Kerr didn't jump up or get off the bench until after they made the call. After they said tech on Draymond, that's when he got up. Now, if anything, you call probably you can't even call it double tech because there wasn't 2 people on the same, opposite sides. But anyway, they lied about it. Now, if you made the call saying it's a take on Steve Kerr and you heard the PA announcer come over the whole thing, you're not deaf. You're a ref, so obviously you're not deaf. You know, but when you make a technical call on Steve Kerr and the PA announcer say Draymond Green, you need to clear it up and say no, it's not Draymond, it's on Steve Kerr. You don't wait till the third quarter when you made this call in the first quarter. You don't wait till the second half, let alone the third quarter, to say no, that was a tech on Steve Kerr and not Draymond. That's, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. If I made the call on Steve Kerr and everybody think I made on Draymond, I'm finna try and clear that up right now. No, that call was on Steve Kerr, not on Draymond. Just saying. And then when you breathe on a Cleveland Cavaliers, it's a foul. Like most of the stuff they call fouls on, like every time Golden State was like gaining momentum, like, you know, you could tell they was about to come back, they'll call a foul. Now, if you, like, get a little, you know, let's say I'm guarding somebody, they set a pick, I come off the pick, and I just kind of bump the dude a little bit. Everybody and their mama know that ain't no foul. That's just a little contact, but that happened several times when Golden State was guarding somebody. They get a little bump, and they say, oh, that's a foul. Like, what? That's not a foul, bro. They bump Golden State several times. And sometimes, most of the time, it was more than a bump. It was people in Golden State, like, on the floor, like, getting knocked clean out. And they just rest over there twiddling their thumbs like ain't nothing happened. And then when JaVale McGee gets a clean block, yeah, his hand grazed his back or whatever, but that happens a lot when you get a block. And then you know what happens? You keep playing. That's called a play on. You get a little, I mean, in a clean block, bro. Come on, bro. I mean, to be honest, I think the NBA commissioner or somebody who was like with a lot of power should have came in and said something. Because, to be honest, in my book, Golden State swept them. Because they got cheated the whole game. Like, from jump, they got cheated from, you know, cheated by the refs, making them bogus calls, bro. And I really don't care if you think I'm a Golden State fan or if you a Cleveland fan. I really don't care, because if you have any sense of humanity, regardless if you Golden State, Cleveland, you don't even gotta be one of them. You could be a freaking Bulls fan. I don't care. But whatever. You should see that if you could look at them plays again, look at certain plays that was completely bogus, you could tell that those weren't fouls. That's just a little contact. And if there were anything that could be called a foul on, Cavaliers mostly flopped. And there was a lot of stuff they called for Shepherd. And Shepherd, he was just flopping all over the place. And people were, you know, doing little things to their body trying to get a foul. Like, it wasn't worth it, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I just wanted to see a good game. It was game 4, whatever. If they got swept, they got swept. And the thing that tripped me out the most is at halftime, Paul Pierce and them was saying that the Cavaliers had to play history-making basketball to beat Golden State, which I agree, because they did make history with the most points in the, I think they said in the half, and then most 3-pointers in the game or something like that. I forget. It was something about how many 3-pointers they made or whatever, or attempted or whatever. But I mean, 3 games in, you know, seriously, you think you could play history-making basketball 3 games in a row? And plus, game 5, which, what's today, Saturday, which is in 2 days, Monday, is in Oakland. And my dad said, oh, well, game 5, they finna end it. And for all you so-called Cavaliers fans, don't think this a repeat of last year, because it's not. Yeah, Golden State is up 3-1 or whatever. And that's what, you know, they was up 3-1 last year. But here's the thing, they lost 3 games in a row. Last year, they lost 2 games in a row. and then they came and took one, and then Golden State took another. Here's the thing, this ain't last year because one, I know they even more pissed now because the refs calling them bogus, them bogus calls last game. Two, they want revenge, and three, KD is with them. And I mean KD, LeBron, Kyrie, Curry, all them, they in the top. These are best players against best players, basically. And it's not the same. It's not. So. But it's not the same. So don't get to tripping. Oh, you a Golden State fan? I mean, if that's what you feel, then that's what you feel. But I mean, I was kind of expecting them to show a little struggle, but not as much as they did. But whatever happened, happened, bro. But to be honest, if you was a decent person, or if if you know that was a bogus call, you should like feel some type of way, regardless if you Cavs fan or not. I mean, you should know that was some bogus play calling they was doing. So, I mean, Game 5, we gonna see what happens, but I think by Game 5 they'll go ahead and close it out. Cause now they got a little momentum, not a lot, but they got a little momentum. And I know they in the gym right now critiquing and looking at film and all that. So we'll see what happens. Can't do nothing but wait for Game 5. When Game 5 comes on, 9, whatever time it came on when it was at Golden State. We'll see it then. So we'll wait till then. Go ahead, like this video, make that gray button blue. Comment down below you got something to say. Subscribe to this channel, man. So again, like this video, comment down below you got something to say. Subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification button next to the subscribe button so you know my videos officially are posted. And if you'd like to follow me on any of my social media accounts, all that will be in the description down below. It's my Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. If you can't find me on Instagram, Snapchat, or Facebook, you might want to check your spelling and re-enter the name. If you still cannot find me after you have checked your spelling, go ahead and comment down below saying that you couldn't find me. I'll contact you personally, and then we'll see what we can do about that. Until then, peace.
Real quick.